Welcome to our podcast. It's selling the garden state.
All right. Welcome to episode 8 of Selling the Garden State. We're doing a 4-part mini-series with all of the hosts and our producer, Jake. I'm Alex.
Raghava.
Tonya.
So you guys just listened
Producer
to the intro.
Jake.
Oh.
Yeah. That
Hello,
guy.
everyone.
And he's our first guest, too. But before we get to that, Tonya has something for us.
So you guys heard our intro music. I want to give a shout out to my husband, Ron. He does it for us. He's also known as Toast the King. He has a new album coming out today, Serenity. You can get it on YouTube. I have his shirt up there, so you make sure you spell it right, Toast the King. And yeah, thank you, Ron, for doing it. We love it, and I appreciate you.
And we appreciate you, Ron. Like, we told you we needed something. You got it to us in 10 minutes, and you got it done on the first try, too, which was extraordinary. And if you're missing out, he's not just on YouTube. He's also on Apple Music and Spotify. So feel free to check him out. All right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Down to business.
Yeah.
Sorry, Raj, could you just, move the mic closer?
Yeah, of
It
course.
just, it wasn't picking you up much. Sorry, I hate to be...
Oh, you
No,
did so
not
good.
at all. I
Yeah.
did so good. Yeah. It's all good, though.
No, it's good. It picked it up. It's just gonna, it's a little
Muffled.
lower. Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
this is what he's telling us in the background today. He's telling
Yeah.
on
You're getting
screen.
the live experience here of what we do
Yeah.
and
He's
how
a-
important our producer Jake is.
Definitely, he does some fact
Oh, I like
checks
that
for
name,
us.
Producer Jake.
Producer Jake.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
How
So
long-
welcome.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
I know
you.
his last second thing too. You're like, let's do it, man. Whatever
Yeah.
you guys want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here every week, so...
That's true.
Start off with a heater. Have you ever had a skydive malfunction?
Well, let's explain
Whoa.
that he
Yeah.
has a
Yeah,
skydiving
maybe I should,
background. I mean, because
Yeah.
that's a very open-ended question if you've never skydove.
Yeah.
Dove.
Skydove.
Skydove.
It's
That
skydive.
sounds right.
Sky Dave.
I mean, do you want me to jump into the question, or do you want to hear, a little bit?
Explain a little bit about your skydiving first, and then go into your mishap.
Yeah, so I don't really know where it starts. I mean, I guess so back in 2020, well, I've always been sort of adrenaline based growing up. Alex,
Yeah.
always I've been doing flips, parkour. Really got into cliff jumping when COVID came around with our friends, and still doing that. And that translated into skydiving. So I want to say about 3 years ago, it was in August, out of nowhere. 2 of my other friends and I, man, this is more difficult than I remember. I'm gonna have to cut a bunch this episode. We decided to go skydiving, and there was this place about 30 minutes from my house, out west, Alexandria area.
Hunterdon County.
Yeah, Hunterdon County. And we did a tandem skydive, which is where, you jump with someone. And I had always wanted to do a tandem skydive.
You didn't like being strapped to another guy?
I mean, yeah, it's still the experience.
Do you feel anything poking on your back?
Oh, no. But we got there, and it was cool. It was this small airport, small drop zone, they call them. Met the guy, super nice. And they pulled the plane out, from around the hangar. And it's this beat up, tiny Cessna 182, it's called. But it's just the really small planes, more private planes that fly. And that comes out, and it's all rusted, and it's all tattered. And I'm like,
You're
oh my
probably
God.
already nervous going into it, and then seeing that.
Making
Yeah.
a knocking sound.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe I don't want to do this. But we did it, and it was those are really slow planes. So to get up to the full altitude, which is about 12,000 feet, I think, for that jump, took 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and you're crammed in this plane. So it's not comfortable. Mm-hmm. And that door opens, and you just get that adrenaline pumping. And the guy, I mean, obviously he's strapped to your back, and so he kind of pushes you out the door a little bit. Right. And when I was up there, I looked down, and I was like, oh man, that doesn't even feel real. And just chucks you out.
Anxiety just hearing you talk about it.
And he threw us out, right? And we're skydiving, and it was awesome. I didn't really remember it much after the fact. I was just so
Blacked out.
locked in.
Did you
Yeah.
throw up when you hit the ground for the first time?
No, I didn't.
I hear a lot of people do.
Yeah, but no, the parachute opened. It worked, thankfully. And he let me pull on the toggles a little bit to do turns and
That's
stuff.
what gears it, right?
Yeah, and yeah, so that was cool. That was my first experience, and I landed, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my license. So
It was just that one jump.
yeah, I mean, it was an
You're hooked.
instant hook. And then from there, that whole, summer ended, going into like winter. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get my skydive license, and I started just like instilling it in my brain, like I'm doing this. So summer rolled back around, like the skydiving season they call it, and got my license.
That's
So
dope. How many jumps have you done up to now?
right now, I think I just did my 120th
Oh,
last
my
weekend.
God.
So
That's nuts.
we're building up. But now back to the question.
I
Sorry,
say
long
now,
story.
Now I want the answer.
Long
to
story.
Alex's question.
Going back to the question, I have not had a malfunction. Luckily, they say normally on a pretty typical skydiver, it'll happen 1 in 1,000 jumps. I believe they say. It could happen on your second jump. I've had like smaller malfunctions happen. There's this thing called line twists. So you have essentially 4. They're called risers, but they're essentially just like your lines that go up to like the big canopy. And they're supposed to be straight. And my parachute opened one time and it was all twisted. And so you have to like grab them and twist them and kick your way out of that. So I've had that happen. I've had what's called a hard opening, where your canopy just boom, like, and you get the
Jolt.
it's like wind knocked out of you. I've had that happen, but nothing crazy where I had to do what's called a cutaway and then go to your reserve parachute. So
Boring.
yeah. No.
We wouldn't have a producer otherwise.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping I get to. So you need 200 jumps to jump with a camera. I'm hoping I get to that before I do a cutaway. That way, at least I'm recording. At least it looks cool,
Wait,
So-
why is there a restriction? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Why is there a restriction on cameras up until 200? Isn't it kind
Yeah.
of cool to see the growth?
Yeah,
throughout?
it's a great question. So they record you during like when you're first learning, but then anything after that. So you need 25 skydives to get your license. Once you get your license, you can't jump with the camera. You need 200 jumps, so it's 175 jumps of like not really getting to see that. They do it because there's 2 reasons. First one is it's a snag hazard, right? So a camera's sticking off your helmet like this,
Right.
and if lines or something were to get caught in there, it could be again a snag hazard. And second is it's just a distraction. So people are focused on the camera, getting the shot, clicking record.
If I had my phone, I'd be scrolling Instagram Reels on the way down.
On the way down. Some people do it on the way up.
So now, if you make 999 jumps,
Yeah.
are you gonna make that 1,000th jump?
I would hope so.
I mean, are you gonna I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not risking it.
Yeah, I mean, I say typical skydiver because you have some people who, like I pack my own parachute, most people do. Some people are a little more lenient with packing their parachute. They'd like to do it quicker, but it also means risking a little bit of quality of the pack. So, if somebody's like that, where they're not really carrying as much, they might have 1 in 500 or 1 in 200. But yeah, not the average is 1 in 1,000. So
Yeah, I think I'd stop at 999
Yeah.
and be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm out.
But again, you hear stories of people having to do it on their 5th skydive, or there's people with 5,000 skydives without a cutaway. So
Right. I think
And
it's
then
the
there's the base
precautions. and
jumpers.
well, yeah, yeah,
I think it's a lot of luck too, right?
Yeah.
The wind conditions, whatever it may be.
absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of luck that
A lot
goes
of
into it. I'd
factors.
assume. Yeah.
Mhm, definitely. So, you said you were always an adrenal junkie.
Yeah.
Now you went into photography. Where did that pivot come from for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I guess I could give a little bit of my backstory. I feel like this is pretty stereotypical, but I've always like had a camera in my hand. My dad was always somebody who's really creative. So yeah, constantly camera in my hand, taking photos, videos, Photoshop when I was like 11. But I started to really like videography and photography when I was about 11 or 12, and I started a YouTube channel like every
Yeah, the first time I met Jake, he was filming a YouTube video in a Pikachu onesie.
yeah. We can definitely get to that, but yeah, so I started this like YouTube channel, and it was just a little bit of everything, kids just having fun. Yeah, one of the ideas, it was inspired by this guy named Devin Supertramp. He does like all these cool stunts and stuff. It was this guy, this parkour guy doing like flips, but it was like Pikachu themed because Pokemon Go was really popular at the time, and just Pokemon in general. So I was like, do you know what? I want to do that like with my friends. Like it would be fun. So we got like a Charizard onesie and like a Pikachu onesie, and we went to the gym and like the park and just started doing all these flips. And I posted the video, and it was still when I was like getting into editing and all that, but just like for fun. And I think within like, and again, this is back in like 2015, so I'm like 14, 15 at the time. I think like a week later I look and the video's at like 400,000, 500,000 views. Wow. And at the time, like YouTube like was smaller. Like social media wasn't like what it was now.
Like 2 million views.
That's like that's like 10 years ago, you know? Right. So I saw that number and I'm like 15 years old. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like for having fun? I'm recording on like this tiny little GoPro, like nothing
Drop
crazy.
out of 9th grade and become a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah.
GoPro.
I wish. So yeah, so that was really where it started. And I was like, oh, like people are doing social media. You can pull these kind of numbers doing this kind of stuff. And so that's what like really drove me into it. And then I dove really deep into it. I was doing all like my thumbnails, YouTube thumbnails, and editing, and Photoshop and graphic design for all these videos. And yeah, that was kind of my direction.
That's awesome. What was your degree in school that you went for?
Yeah, so I went for graphic design. I essentially got a second concentration in photography as well. Nice. But that was more creative photography, not so much like commercial photography like I'm doing now. But I think that was actually a good pivot, because a lot of my creative projects for photography were revolved around architecture, because I'm just really drawn to architecture for some reason. And so these projects that I was doing were all about architecture. Like my final project was all about like taking photos of like really interesting, sort of odd architecture and capturing it in like unique ways. And yeah, that naturally kind of brought me to real estate photography.
And that's kind of what you're doing now too, right?
Yeah.
Again, the different angles on property.
Give a little shout out to your company.
JG Media.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the shout out.
Definitely.
Where'd the name come from?
Do it all. You would wonder. No, JG Media, Jake Gorrie Media. Nothing special. I want to keep it pretty simple
great
and
work.
broad.
It is simple
Highly
too.
recommend.
Thank you.
Fast turnover too, which I love.
Yeah.
Quality work. You've done a couple of my social media videos as well. And
Yeah.
the videos that you edited for me actually are some of the best performing videos on my page.
Cool.
So it's really cool that you're not like most photographers. I'll tell you that, right? You actually take your time when you're walking through the property. You tour the property. You kind of create a plan of how to assess it, and then we bring you a vision, and then you help us tweak it to the best way that it can be shot. And I truly, personally appreciate that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think right now a really good pivot, because I want to make this a little more open format.
Okay.
I brought together a question for you guys, and this is pretty related to what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
Let me just pull it up here, because I want to hear what you guys think about this. You go on Instagram, right? You're on your realty account, and you're scrolling through like reels on your realty account, and you're seeing all these influencers, right? Like almost like realty influencers, like 100%. Agent influencers.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy, and they're pulling 1 million likes and these crazy numbers. So I'm just curious, like, what do you guys think about social media, and more specifically about these realtors who are kind of becoming influencers?
I think it's pretty lit.
Nice. Me personally, I think social media should be used as a tool. It shouldn't become the entire focus of what you're doing, right? It's a great way to advertise a property, right? It's a great way to showcase the information that you've learned. And it's a great way to show off your personal value as well. Kind of showing off that you're the local expert in the area, So I think in those formats, but I've also seen some real estate people, and I did it myself for a while. I'm like, oh, social media, flooding that. It was taken away from my time and efforts on what I should be doing, like my database, making my calls, checking my emails, getting back to customers. So in those avenues, I think it's a priority list, right? Making sure you take care of what's important, but it's a great added asset if you use it right.
Yeah.
I think it's great for marketing. My opinion is there's so much we got rid of. We don't have the real estate magazines that go around. We don't have a newspaper to look at. That is the newspaper now.
Yeah, it is advertising yourself more
when you
so
go
than
there.
the product itself.
It's your advertisement. This is what I do. Like you say, I don't want that to be, that's all I do.
Yeah.
Is let's go see what funny things she did today on here. Right. But I'm never going to call her to be my agent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. But I do think it's a good tool to get yourself out there. Because like I said, we've lost so much communication skill. And, I mean, you try to knock on somebody's door now, very rarely do they answer. And they do, they're usually not too happy that you did it. Where 15 years ago, you could go knocking and you'd have lunch with someone,
Right.
you know? So, and as for that way, I think it's a good tool.
Yeah, especially for audience growth. I mean, like door knocking and stuff like, it used to work and everything, but now I feel like the main way that people are going to see your name is social media, I mean.
Never forget face-to-face.
Yeah,
Never
face-to-face is
forget
important, but, having a good social media presence is definitely important.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting. There's this one realtor, I think she's somewhere in the South. She's constantly popping up on my social media.
Are you talking
constantly.
about that Tennessee girl?
Yep.
Right. Or
Constantly
North
seeing her.
Carolina. She's in North Carolina.
Yeah, somewhere in that region.
Yeah.
And and I see these numbers, and it's like 50,000 likes,
Yeah.
like 60,000 likes, and I'm blown away. It's
Definitely.
yeah,
For sure.
I don't know, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
I know
But
that guy,
again,
Trent
reaching
Miller.
out to you in New Jersey
Dude,
isn't
Trent-
helping her business.
Have
Yeah,
you
yeah,
seen,
yeah,
Have you,
absolutely.
have you
You're
seen
right,
any of
you're
Trent
right.
Miller's videos?
Trent Miller. Oh yeah.
Dude,
No,
that's
he's really good.
that's genius social media.
Definitely.
He's the one that does the quick tours, right?
Yeah, the speed
Yeah.
tours.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
speed
right.
tours. Yeah. So for the people that don't know, for any listing that he gets, it's the same hook every single time, but his videos do a lot of good numbers, man. It's
So
like
good.
millions, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And another person that I've actually enjoyed lately has been Ryan Serhant. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I don't think so.
Okay, so he's created a new brokerage starting in Manhattan,
cool.
and now he's starting to expand across the country and even across the world.
Wow.
So he's like a Remax, right? He became his own brand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So and he's still a broker and salesperson himself. So he's still selling, and I feel like the way that he showcases properties is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because it's extremely unique, and he's not afraid to do things that others might think are odd or weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just like
Like
creating
running around
exposure.
in a Pikachu suit.
Yeah, they do
would
some
do that.
they do some hilarious
definitely do
shit.
that.
It's really interesting because I don't know. I want to jump back to like the social media reels specifically.
Okay.
And I think it's a little more controversial. Like some of the reels that you see, especially I feel like in our area, I see a lot of them from a lot of agents. Like the really crazy insane videos that there's so much going on. Like every 1 second. it's
Yeah,
changing
not
clips.
serious and stuff like that, which is like
Yeah.
I think that's definitely beneficial. Like seeing personality.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
videos.
I think personality is good, but I'm actually not a big fan of those kind of videos.
Really?
I like
Why not?
I like a mix of the because of course you want retention. Retention is the king of social media. You want a mix of retention, but you also want a mix of this is what the property actually looks like. Oh, this is actually what Alex
Value.
is saying.
Value.
You want to get value out
exactly.
of it.
So I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of videos more recently that are like, I can't even comprehend what's going on.
I agree
There's
with you on
there's
that.
a
That's
swish
what
or a
I'm saying.
slosh or
Yeah.
a
It's
or a
good
shing.
for advertising, but
Definitely.
sometimes I don't want to just see my realtor be funny.
Yeah.
Like, how is that going to help me buy my biggest investment
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
or sell my biggest investment?
Definitely. I think the realtors being funny is good for like certain types of videos if you want to do like skits or something.
definitely.
Right. But then me personally, what I don't like about reels nowadays is when they do the property tours is the excessive transitions.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
what you were trying
exactly,
to say, right?
exactly.
They use a lot of AI features where you can't even get a understanding of what a room looks like. It's just like, here's a light bulb, here's
Yeah,
the sink,
yeah,
here's
yeah.
the water running, here's the countertop. You
Yeah.
know,
The
it's like
quick view.
yeah, definitely. Like, I think it's good to have transitions and all those noise effects, but I think it still needs to show the particular property you're trying to showcase.
Yeah, yeah. And creating that balance is difficult. I love, and I think we're eventually going to get a transition back to this kind of style, but I just saw someone, it might have been for an Airbnb, I could be wrong, but instead of showing off, all this crazy transition, stuff like that, they went for a very simple cinematic video, slowly showing off the property, and then it shows off, it really sells the lifestyle. It's not selling the property, it's selling the lifestyle of the property. So it was like, because I think it was like a cabin out in the woods, sort of, and he was showing off the fire pit outside and having s'mores over the fire, and it's like it felt more like a movie as opposed to this like really social
like that
media.
idea.
And it's such a good style, and I think we're gonna transition back to that.
Nice.
soon.
I actually saw one yesterday. Unfortunately, I forgot who it was, but I believe it's one of the realtors down south as well.
Right.
But what she did was very unique. So the whole storyline was she was walking out of the house and she was like, shoot, I forgot my keys. And then she goes through the kitchen. She's looking in the kitchen while the video shows the entire kitchen.
Yep.
And then she goes into the bathroom. It's like, but the video's panning out into the bathroom, but she's actually looking for the kitchen, and it's going through her thought process. It's like, where did I put my keys?
Did she find her keys?
She did. And guess where it was? It was in the front door, and the last one was, here's the property address, and your key awaits in the front door.
Oh.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's very
I thought that was
cute.
very unique. You know?
I think creativity is a big seller. Like the one format we were just talking about, like the speed tours, genius. So creative. Yeah.
And it shows the property and it's funny at the same time.
definitely.
Like I've never seen a Trent Miller video that I haven't laughed at.
Yeah. So.
I like his, this is the garage. Every time he goes to the garage. I don't know if you guys.
I'm not familiar with the garage part.
He's hilarious.
I'll have to watch.
Definitely should. He was actually, I think, originally from Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then he was licensed here in, I think, PA. And then now he's like down in Texas. That's where his like primary is.
That's why
Texas.
everyone's from New Jersey, right? Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah, but everyone goes down to Texas.
Yeah, no, I just mean
Yeah,
in
I mean,
general.
have you seen the
I just mean in
houses in
general.
Texas?
There's
The house,
so many people here.
Yeah.
You get a $300,000 house in Texas, and it's like $1 million anywhere else.
True.
Definitely. I just think there's just been a lot of influx of people and builders in Texas. You know, that's why you see so much inventory.
Cheaper
Yeah.
materials
Cheaper
too.
materials.
All right,
as well.
so wait, I'm curious, Jake. What other questions did you come with?
That was
I
a
have
really
couple
good
more.
question, though.
Let me,
I know
yeah.
that was a pretty good one. You got us going here. I feel like Jake's taking over the show today.
I like it.
He
Yeah,
does
like-
have the most podcast experience.
Yeah, he actually did.
You're a
You-
guest
do.
host.
What was
Wait a
your
minute.
old podcast name?
It was called O3FM. Some
03
people might
FM.
know it. Some people might not.
Yeah, you're popular on TikTok, right? That was like your primary profile.
TikTok was our big thing, yeah.
Nice. How
but
many followers did it have?
I think we got to like somewhere between 40 to 50,000.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was fun. We played into the satire world a little bit,
Definitely.
but it was super fun. It was literally just sitting down and talking to my best friend for like an hour a week. So
Nice.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
awesome.
It's like what we do.
Yeah. Let me see. Because I had a couple ones. Yeah, I think this one would be good. And this is more for you guys. What's the biggest misconception people have about being a realtor or your job or in general? I'm curious.
That deals come to you. Okay. I think there's just this perception of, oh, you're a realtor, you must make a lot of money, and you must be closing on houses here and there, and everyone that knows you is giving you deals.
Right.
That is
Not at all.
far from the truth.
Not at all.
You have to work and work and work some more until you start seeing any type of results in real estate.
Or just be insanely lucky.
That too.
Yeah.
That helps. But luck will only take you so far. I think it's consistent action you got to take on a very consistent basis to get results in this industry. And I think that's with any entrepreneurial business.
Yeah.
I feel like people think they don't know the background of what we do, the negotiation side, the reaching out to agents, the driving everywhere for them, you know,
Exactly.
just managing our life around when they're available.
Yeah.
Things like
Yeah,
that. I
it's
think
almost
it's
like-
a very big misconception.
It's almost like raising a child. Like, you know, they don't know the process. It's almost like you have to kind of hold their hand and be like, okay, we have to do this now. We have to do this, you know.
No, it's very true.
Also, things that are out of our control, we get held accountable for. An inspection on a house goes wrong.
They're
Well,
offered
you
it.
showed me that house.
I see.
Well, that was before we did inspections, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have an inspection eye that I can see with.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, feedback I get blamed back for is, oh, my offer didn't get accepted. What
Yes.
didn't you do right? Hey, listen, you know, every disclaimer that I give to any one client before they submit an offer, and make sure you submit an offer that even if you don't get it, you'll be okay with the result. You know, by putting it to them in that way, I feel like it helps them make a more informed decision and final decision. You know, and they're not second guessing.
I like
themselves.
that. It's
Yeah.
a good way to put it.
Nice.
Quotes by Raj.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a
Yeah,
list.
working on it.
I had a very similar thing happen when I was looking into getting into real estate photography, right? I was like, oh, I'll just start shooting houses. And it's like, wait, how do I start shooting houses? Like, how do I find houses to shoot for and people to shoot for? So, yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on.
Yeah, I feel like people don't realize that more than 90% of the business is just knowing people and putting yourself in the right place. I mean, like, you know, you could do everything right, but if you put yourself in around people who are like either not motivated, don't know what they're doing, or just don't care enough to put in any amount of work, you're not going to get anywhere, even if you are the one putting in a whole bunch of work.
Yeah.
Who you work with matters.
Yeah, a lot of my mentors told me your network is your net worth.
I've heard that.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, just showing up, right? Just showing up
Mm-hmm.
is like the biggest thing. Going to the happy hours that you're invited to. Showing up to, well, for me in this case,
Not for me.
showing up to, showing up to offices, right? And trying to just meet new people. That'll get you far.
Definitely, for sure. I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you think AI is affecting photography? Is that a good transition that we're headed into, or is it taking away transparency of the actual condition of certain properties?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think it's interesting. It's hard to balance now. I do think it's the future.
Okay.
I do. Some people don't believe in AI. You just gotta succumb to it, right?
It's the future.
It is. It's just too powerful to not use, and the second you don't use it, you're gonna lag behind. Most people in real estate photography specifically outsource their photos, so they send them to editors either overseas or someone that's not them. They send out their photos to
To you.
edit. Sorry?
Like to you.
Oh no! I even outsource my photos.
He lives in New Jersey.
Thanks, Alex. I wasn't sure.
But I mean, yeah, if I was an editor in this case, then yeah, somebody could outsource it to me. But yeah, you outsource your photos, and then starting to become now the trend is AI. And these AI tools are just so powerful that I think, again, like I said, you kind of just have to use them. They're just too good to not use. But kind of going back to your question, I think AI is good in certain cases. So, in the case like recently, we just shot this house, right?
Yes.
And there was a TV and some cables, right, that were sticking out. It's like, could you move the TV? Yeah, you could. Or you can have AI try to declutter this for you. And I think that because a TV is removable, right, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It'll fill it in, make it look nice, as if as if it hadn't been there. AI, when AI works, especially more recently, I mean, it's changing a little bit. AI recreates a photo. I'm not sure, not a lot of people know this, but when you tell it to do something, it recreates the entire photo. So if you're like, oh, add a chair right here, it doesn't just add the chair right there. It has to recreate the entire photo before it adds the chair there. So what we're seeing, I just saw this happen actually. I shot this room, right? And there was a guitar on a guitar stand in the corner of the room. And I've been testing out some AI editors just to, give it a shot. And I'm going through it. I'm like, wow, these photos look great, great, great. Then all of a sudden I'm looking at this photo and I'm like, wait, something's weird about this photo. The guitar is floating. Why is the guitar floating? And I never told it to change the photo. It was just editing the photo. So it's color correcting, it's doing window pulls so that the exposure is right. But I never told it to change the guitar or the guitar stand or anything.
Are you sure the guitar wasn't floating already?
I literally double checked because I couldn't believe it. I was like, is it like an invisible stand or something?
It's doing what it wants. It's evolving.
So yeah, it was really interesting to me because normally you're like, oh, change the sunset or change the sky or something like that. It'll change it for you. But it's a little scary when, you might miss something on a wall or like something like that, and it changes the structure of the house. Right. Then I think it's getting
misleading.
Yeah. And especially because these buyers are showing up to open houses, and the photos are there to obviously drive people into the door,
of course,
right? But it also has to be that middle ground of, okay, this is the house that I saw online, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be the future though. Everyone's gonna be using it soon.
Understood. And then one last question.
Yeah.
So a lot of my buyers complain when they go into a home, they're like, "Oh, the rooms look smaller than the photos." Is there something you guys are doing for the photos, or where you're zooming out or enhancing the frame? Is there a reason to that?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's kind of the fundamental of real estate photography. there is we use a wide lens. So I have it on this camera right here. A typical, so they say, and don't quote me on this, but from what I've read, a typical, like our focal length on our eyes is about 50 millimeters, equivalent to a camera. When we shoot houses, we're shooting on about 16 millimeters. So if you think about it, it's really to try to break it down in some like more basic terms. It's like your phone when you do like 0.5, people say 0.5 or wide angle lens, and it just kind of distorts everything. It's doing a little bit of that when you're taking photos of the rooms.
Okay.
Is it misleading? I don't think it's misleading because it's technically still coming out of the camera.
Right.
It's just the perspective changing.
The perception.
And
right?
it allows you to get it allows you to see more of the room. But
If you didn't use a wide angle, you would be having to take like 3 pictures per room.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be like 1, 2, 3 as opposed to
One. Got it.
So yeah, it's just
makes sense.
wide angle lens.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, which is the standard.
And it's a common recurring theme too. So I felt it was good to have to ask.
Yeah, that's probably a funny one. You're like, oh.
Yeah, everybody always says, "Oh, this doesn't look like the house in the pictures."
I'm gonna blame it on 0.5 photography.
Yeah.
Well, 16 millimeters.
Yeah, about 16 mil.
16 mil.
Some people even shoot like for videos like 10 millimeters, which is like
Yeah.
it's really opening up.
And then, is there a difference between you shooting, like, say, a cinematographic kind of video versus a reels video? Are you using, like, different lenses for that?
Yeah, it depends. So when I'm shooting a video, if I want to get detail shots, I'm hopefully in the 50 millimeter range. For those really nice, cinematic. Like, I know people love it. I'm indifferent about it. Like the faucet on. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's like the
I've
classic.
seen the burners on too now.
Yeah, the burner's on.
Yeah.
That one's not as bad. Or like the cabinet's open too.
Yeah.
But the faucet one always gets me. But yeah, those kind of like cool cinematic shots. Yeah, much. You're zooming in a little bit. You're zooming in on that, and then the wider stuff is just to show off like the rooms and.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good to know. Do you guys have any other questions for Jake?
I don't. You were very helpful and
Yeah.
informative.
Extremely.
It was nice getting to know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you
Besides
do.
just, taking the pictures to hear
Yeah.
about your experiences and stuff.
Yeah. That was fun.
Very cool. Appreciate you
right.
coming on, and appreciate you every week.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting to us and dealing with us. Too.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. Are we switching up? Is that
Yeah.
was that
I
kind of
think
the
so.
outro? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Yeah.
Let's get it.
Cut 1.
Part 2 coming up.
And thank you for listening to our podcast, Selling the Garden State.